Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler video series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff and drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. This one was an interesting learning curve, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm in my back room today, which means we get Peter Can Thunderbolt poster right there. Ooh, Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, though? Happens to be my Killer's Confession shirt. Yeah, I love this shirt. It's a very cool design. AKC, Killer's Confession, if you're unfamiliar, they are a band out of Cleveland. Probably most famous for the fact that this guy right here, Mr. Waylon Revis, he is one of the previous lead singers of the band Mushroomhead. After his time in that band ended, he went over and started up AKC as his new musical project. And they've been going strong ever since. I think they've been doing it at the time I'm doing this, probably around like 10 years or so. I've been fortunate. I've seen them perform live a few times. They have just gotten better and better. Like, from, the initial shows that I saw, which were a lot of fun in their own way, to now, they have a higher production value, and just, I love their discography even more now. They're awesome. I actually have some videos I've taken of their performances that I've attended. They're on the channel, in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're an awesome band. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why was there an interesting learning curve involved in this? Well, there was an interesting learning curve involved in this for no reason that could be conceivable by man. But, folks, I'm in the back room, and if I'm in the back room, there's probably about at least a 50% chance that I'm reviewing some instant noodles. In fact, I review so many instant noodles, I have an entire playlist called Ramen Reviews. And well, folks, that's definitely the case today because I'm reviewing, boom! It's these, English. These! They're from a company called JML. They are JML instant noodles. This is their artificial beef flavor and sour pickled cabbage. Ew. Okay, but why was there a learning curve? There are no instructions on this package. There might be in whatever the other languages, but there are English things involved here. There's English writing on this, but not for the directions. So I just had to fucking wing it. I tried to find some online and not really wasn't getting what I needed. So I just went over there, I filled it with water up to the fill line, I popped it in for 5 minutes, went over there, put in the cabbage and all the other bits and bobs. So that's what we're going with. If that's not the way that it's supposed to be, sorry JML, I tried for you. I think it'll be fine though. It's instant noodles. How bad can you fuck them up? Let's find out. We'll do this. Ha 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 ha. And yeah, let's give it a go. I will say, when I went over there, one of my little secrets that I like to do when I go over there and make instant noodles, I like to go over there and actually break the ramen out of the cup, tip it over, and then pour the flavorings and stuff on the bottom of the cup and put the noodles back on top. I find that distributes it a little bit better. Yeah, I could not do that with these. They were cemented in there, but there was also a lot of air on the bottom. So, let's get some noodles in here. Noodles themselves are fine. I do think maybe I overdid them a little bit. They're not too bad as far as the texture is concerned. They're actually perfectly fine, but I would say they're a little bit softer than I'm used to. So, I think like I said, I overcooked them maybe just a little. But in terms of the otherwise structure, like they're perfectly fine. They're holding together. They're taking in the flavor nicely. I will say, like, there was like legit pickled cabbage that came with this in one of the things. Like, it was ooey and gooey. So, okay. I mean, I'm liking it so far. Like, I wish that like I said, I wish I'd had like proper instructions so that I could, do it the optimal way. Which maybe I did. I don't know, but there's definitely a nice savory vibe to it. And then there's kind of a sort of a light, sort of vinegary, kind of tangy pickliness to it. It's not like a heavy pickle flavor, but it's there. It gives a little depth, a little complexity. I like that actually. And every now and again, you will get a little piece of the pickled cabbage, which obviously gives you a little extra boost in that sort of vinegary kind of flavor. Um, and then on top of that, gives a little extra texture, so it's kind of nice. You know, let's see if I can get some kind of show you. That, that. Pain in the ass, man. Well, you can kind of see it. There you go. It's like that little green thing. But yeah, I mean, like I said, with the exception of the issue of the instructions not being there, the rest of it I'm actually perfectly digging. It's got a lot of flavor. Like I said, it has a little complexity, a little character to it. I like that. It's definitely filling. Let's try some of the broth just kind of by itself. Yeah. Broth definitely carries, again, that sort of kind of pickled flavor a little bit more so. It's got a little heat to it, not much, but like, you get a little tingle at the back of your throat. Yeah, I like it. I can honestly say I've never quite had an instant noodle flavor quite like this. The closest that I can think of, it wasn't even a brand, but I went over there and I got some pho, which is a Vietnamese soup. And I actually did a review. It's for a place called Pho and Lime. Go watch that review if you're interested. But I got one of their pho's and I had leftover broth after everything was said and done. So I decided to go over there and make some ramen noodles with it. Like use that as the base. And oh my god, it was fucking fantastic. But anyway, two questions have to be asked. Would I get this again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with yes and yes, albeit caveat. I like this. It's really tasty. Like I said, it's got depth of flavor. Um, I like the addition of the pickled cabbage. That's not something it's nothing I personally run into in an instant noodle, and it's something that I'm finding I really like. Like I really enjoy that addition. I think it's really tasty, and like I said, just it gives a lot to it. And for me, since I do eat a fair amount of these things, I have certain favorites and stuff, and like it's kind of hard to break into the rotation of those. But this is one that honestly I could potentially see becoming like a semi-regular. It's not going to be an outright favorite of favorites, but it's like just one tier below. I actually really enjoy this. Of course, the biggest caveat is just instructions. Just I wish I knew how to properly prepare this. But even doing it the way that I did it, I still managed to make it pretty tasty. I think I would probably use a little less water next time. Maybe put it in for a little less time. Maybe like 4 minutes. Try that. Maybe break it down to 3, depending. But even as it is, I enjoy it. So if I'm recommending it, it really comes down to, and I've mentioned this before in other ramen reviews, it comes down to like what type of person you are when it comes to enjoying, a bowl of ramen. Are you somebody like me, where you kind of use it as a meal substitute, because you just can't be fucked most of the time to cook? In that case, I'm absolutely recommending this. I think this is really tasty. And like I said, it's offering up flavors that I've never personally experienced in an instant noodle. And I think that it's not crazy spicy. It's not doing anything that's potentially abrasive or anything. Even the pickled flavor isn't, it's there, but it's not overwhelming. So I do think it's a nice addition to, to break things up a little bit if you're just used to your Maruchans and, your cup noodles and what have you. This is a nice flavor to add into the mix. Now, if you're a more casual person, maybe you just want a, occasional thing of cup noodles on your lunch or what have you, this is probably more than you'd want to get involved with. Again, never mind it doesn't have instructions. On top of that, you've got the issue of, it's got 3 different flavor packets. You may or may not like the pickled aspect of it. And it's, it's a lot. So it's probably a bit more than you would want to conceivably put together for a lunch. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly ramen-tastic rest of your life. Because, folks, who doesn't enjoy some instant ramen? Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, if by any chance you can go over there and find some way to get me the instructions for this, because all I could find were like occasional user reviews that were basically like, and they were like, oh, add boiling water, blah, 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 blah. But it seemed to me like it was more along the lines of like the packet ones that they also offer. Because this was definitely designed to be like a one thing. This wasn't pop it out or do anything like that. But let me know. Anyway,